Are we live? It says I should be live. Why is my entire system fucking up so bad all of a sudden? Says we're live. Oh, see, I see myself on YouTube, but Twitch is just fucked. I don't know what's going on with my system. I know. And looks like the chat's not going to work on YouTube. Come on. Nothing's going to work on anything. It's refusing to load on Twitch, and it's refusing to load on YouTube. So we will see, I guess, if this works. I don't know. And yeah, so I thought everything's blocked out on there right now. Everything's borked. It says we've got excellent signal, but it's not fucking running at all. Okay, it finally popped up there. Finally popped up there. It's still not popping up there though. Okay. Let me open. What do I want to open? Hey, Fody. How's it going? How's it going? Oh, it goes. It goes. I got some Country Time lemonade sour straws. The Nerds Rope chewy candy filled with lemonade, country stuff, and sour powder. Good. Good. And a bottle of store brand Dr. Thunder. Just got done going birthday shopping for my niece. She turned 16 this weekend. It's insane. Hey, Geek Devotions. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yep. I burnt some popcorn, so this is what. No, just. Yeah. Yeah. Um, it's technically step niece. Um, Before my sister had her child and got married to the guy she's with, he already had a daughter. She was like, she was pretty young, like four, 3 or 4 when they started getting together. So, but she's 16. My biological niece is like 11 or something like that. 9, is she 10 or 11? I think she just turned 10. I don't know. It's been a long time. See, that's my thing. That's why I said technically, but she's my niece. She's my niece. She's been my niece for, you know, 13, 14 of those 16 years. She's my niece. Um, when Harper was born? 2016, so she's 9. Yeah, 2016, so she's 9. Had to math on the other one. Okay, Fody. Um, yeah, no, we got the D&D campaign. We talked about that a couple times, so we have official information on that. Um, we are going to be having a D&D campaign on stream starting October 10th. I will be hosting as the Dungeon Master. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. For sure. Definitely. And yeah, that's the best way to do it. I mean, that's always been my, if your family, your family. I mean, you know as much as anyone. My dad is my stepdad. My brother is my half brother, but the dad brother. I've got a stepsister. That's just my sister. Like, there's a whole side of the family. Just emotional dad. If your family, your family. Emotional dad. Yep. No, it's emotional repair. Let me plug the headset in so you guys don't get the double audio on those screens. Where did right there's the plug. But yeah, so say this as I plug in, that way there's still somewhat content going on. So yeah, you have the D&D campaign that we're going to be starting. Oh, he did? That's awesome. Yeah, no, he's been following it. I am alive, Wish. Unfortunately, but I am. Um, doing my own thing. Doing my own thing. It's actually a story that I had started running. Oh, yeah, live. Well, yeah. Oh well, same difference. Same difference. I'm here. Either way, I'm here. Um, but no, we're not running any official module. We're doing it's a story that I started. You might need to. You might need to. Um, no, things are actually going pretty good right now. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Um, just we're on the tail end of some things and on the starting front of others. It's just seeing if anything actually comes together for once in my life. Well, for twice in my life. I don't know. We'll see. Um, but yeah, no, things are actually in a not terrible position right now. Despite being broke, despite not knowing if I'm going to be homeless or not, despite struggling to pay bills, despite going through bankruptcy, despite um, yeah, everything. Hey, demonic pretty, good to see you. That well, you're not wrong, Kev. You're not wrong. Um, the final thing needed for the bankruptcy forms got sent through, so I'm hoping. I mean, it's just kind of a wait and see moment, but hopefully that goes through. Um, I'm just waiting for the official word on how that goes. And then hopefully I can start trying to push for more hours, trying to apply for a different job. I'm hoping to get things going through. I've got a couple of projects that I want to finish working on. Two big projects in particular I want to finish working on. Plus, we got this D&D game coming up that I'm like pretty excited for. So I'm just kind of hoping for things to go through. That's kind of where I'm at with everything right now. Hopefully, well, we'll see how it all pans out. But um, yeah, as far as the D&D campaign, it is a campaign that I have written. I actually, my parents were interested in learning and playing Dungeons and Dragons because it's been such a popular game, become such a popular game again recently. And my dad had a friend who opened up a game store, so he was interested in it, and it was something that they knew I'd done, so uh, they were curious about. Mostly, my dad was curious, and my mom was just agreeable and likes playing games in general. So I actually started running a game for them with the help of Lumber Moose. Um, and so the game that I am starting with Timmy, hey Bog, Timmy has never played Dungeons and Dragons before, and we finally bullied him into accepting the inevitable, and he's going to play Dungeons and Dragons. I am going to host the game, and it's going to be that same game. So we are going to play a homebrewed story of mine. Oh no, it's fine. It's Timmy. Bullying Timmy is cool. That's part of the identity of this stream is bullying Timmy. Um, no, bullying Timmy is fine. Uh, but yeah, so we're going to play through that story. And Timmy is going to be a player, and Lumber Moose is going to be a player, and Stargazer and somebody named Lady Raven, who does follow us but isn't in the channel all that often. She's mostly in Timmy's channel. Um, but they are going to be the players, the four players of our game, and it should be fun. Uh, I mean, do you want to play DP, we're going to start. The first game is going to be October 10th at noon Central Standard Time. And we're going to do it every other week. So every other Friday starting October 10th. If you're interested, DP, you're more than welcome to join us. But I know you've got a lot going on, so I don't want to push you. I know, man. That's the big thing. Is for me, I've always got the energy to play D&D. Finding the time is difficult, but since I try to at least stream every Thursday, Friday, or at least every Friday, it kind of falls easier in line. Yeah, and that's the problem with D&D is you never know what you're gonna get. And this is technically it's my second time DMing, but the first time was for my parents and Lumber Moose, who DMs a lot. And so I had him in there. First off, because he's a friend and I knew he'd enjoy playing. Um, Sorry, Pog, that roll failed. You're more than welcome to dab, but you did not take the place. Um, the dab is successful, the takeover is not. Uh, but yeah, since Lumber Moose is usually the person who DMs our games, um, he was a part of that because I knew he'd have fun. Um, Piece of shit. Um, just 'cause I knew he'd have fun and he'd be able to help me out if I had any hiccups or anything that came across like that. Haru is good. Haru is real good. I was honestly, he agreed to host that game if we got far enough during that subathon. And I really had hoped that we would hit that so that we could do a one shot with him. That would have been super fun. I wish we would have hit that goal. Um, I love the stuff that they did. Uh, if you ever have a Friday off and you want to hop in for a one shot, I guarantee you, Geek, we can make that happen. Um, but at the same time, you might not want to be a part of the group because there might be foul language, just cursory language thrown around. I my stream is marked as 18 plus. I don't swear excessively, but it does come out. And some of the other people that I bring on stream, it comes out. Uh, and if I'm on your stream, I definitely hold it in. I try to keep my vocabulary appropriate to the locations I'm at. I don't swear in front of my parents very often, unless it's something super serious and I'm like legitimately angry at something. Um, I try not to swear on here too often, like not abysmally, just verbal upheaval. But I don't necessarily censor myself either. Um, and I know Lumber Moose is the same way. He doesn't really censor himself either. Timmy actually does. He swears, but not as much as I do. I don't think I've ever heard Star swear. I don't think I've ever heard Star swear. Hmm. But yeah, so we've got 4 players right now, and me as the DM. Um, and I've got a lot of things planned out from the previous game that I ran. Since I do like the story, and I didn't get much of a chance to go through it. Yeah, I know you do, DP. I know you do. Yeah, the it's been hard here lately to not conform to hate speech, but that's the one rule I try to stick to is no hate speech, no harassment, no bigotry, no this is a safe place for people. And I try to maintain that, but here lately, America is not a safe space. So it's very hard for me to be impartial to a lot of things right now. Um, it's one of those situations where if you don't stand up, you're going to fall down. And mm, that's the big thing is I don't mind generic swearing, but I definitely no. It's like there's a difference between spouting out a swear word because you're upset or in a tough moment. Like I swear at video games, especially if it's a tough moment. That moment in Expedition 33, I said a lot of swear words at that Pong not Pong game. I swore that. uh, but yeah, like that's that. There's a definite line there. So respect is key. Keep it a safe space. Um, that's borderline, Pog. It's borderline. But yeah, no, I figured with all that going on, we'd brainstorm some things to throw at Timmy and the group, you know? They're going to be starting out at level 3. They're going to have a couple of items here and there. Uh, but it's not going to be, they're not going to be heavily overpowered. Yeah, no, I know, Pog. I know. You were just talking earlier about how you were enjoying it, so I figure you're just messing around. Uh, the but yeah, no, I need to populate the world a little bit more. Um, the campaign is going to go as long as they're enjoying it. There is a definitive end to the campaign, and they can end it a number of ways. It's very open ended. Uh, I mean, you guys can make NPCs if there's something interesting that you want to do. We can certainly put people from chat in there. I'm not opposed to that. Um, there are a number of adventures I've already got planned out. But if there's things you guys want to see, we do actually have. Let me make sure some of these are still open at the moment. Um, they're higher.
love mushrooms. Mushrooms are best. I love mushrooms.
um, so let me see here. There's two. I thought I had more. Let me pull up here real quick. Um, where did? Okay, here we go. Channel points, channel point rewards. We have the request a hero and our hero request and name generator. So we can use those. If there's a character you want to see created, you can do the hero request and design an NPC. But because I know some of you people, if you want to name the NPC or name the city, it costs a lot more because I know you guys. We need to make sure the names are TOS friendly. Uh, we do have those channel point redeems in there. But because this is also a much bigger thing, we're going to kind of ignore those and just more or less kind of come up with ideas together. And again, TOS friendly, so ideas can be shot down. But we're going to work to fill out the word. How much to name the capital city Haven of Pogs? I mean, we could make a city name. It wouldn't be the capital city. We could make a city named Haven of Pogs. And given the name Pog, we could kind of design that out to be like in a very specific city. Like what would like Pog? That's where DP lives. Uh, I'm trying to think of. It's like when I hear the word Pog in like that context, like Haven of Pogs, I see like they have the Tabaxi, which is the cat people, and they've got the Aarakocra. There's a race of dog people in D&D. I'm pretty sure. I know Pog like Pog, but no, I did not know Pog like that. Okay. So you're talking goblins. I was gonna say, just the name alone, I think of like those humanoid dog people, but with a pug face. that's what comes to mind when you say Pog. A goblin village is super easy. I've heard that term. I have heard that term. Uh, Given the context of Twitch and the internet, who fucking knows? It could literally be anything. Who knows what you guys mean when you say anything? All right. I always ask, what does that stand for? I never try to interpret it on my own. That's just delusional. Now you're patrolling for Pogs. I mean, that much is understandable through your name. You're not, yeah. To be fair, in today's society, you could both be one and be patrolling for one. That's hypocritical to think otherwise. All right. So let me see if I can get the previous map I had pulled up. I don't know if I even have it. I have. Yeah, I got it right here. Log in. I agree. agree. Um, how many points for Taco Bueno and Taco Bell in the main city? And they have a taco war. Uh, I would say I'd be willing to do that for the 10,000 name something redeem. You could name the taco war with Taco Bueno versus Taco Bell. that that might be something to look into. I'm going to have to. I want to get into the specific cookies on this. It's not letting me pull up the specific cookies. It's making me to just agree to everything. I might have to find a new world builder. This is incredibly disappointing. This is incredibly disappointing. Um, hold on. I need to find. I don't think World Anvil actually lets you create maps. Ugh. This is a map generator. I know I don't have anything on screen right now. I very specifically don't have anything on screen right now. So this literally just automatically generates them, but it doesn't let you. You can click to edit labels, but you can't edit land masses or scroll into. Okay, so you can do. You can scroll in to see this, and then. Okay, but then can I? Nope, that doesn't. What? I don't. What? Okay, that's. But it doesn't let you. This is so confusing. So this is not a good system. Uh, let's see. Yeah, so Incarnate. I was using a site called Incarnate, which lets you kind of randomize a map, but then you can go in and edit the map and put in like map points, put in cities, uh, color in where deserts are, color in where forests are. But when I just now tried to log in to it, it says we've updated our privacy policy. We now send statistic data to Post Hog Analytics and marketing data to Meta with your consent. We've updated our list of third party data processors, but there is no option for consent. All you have is I agree. I agree to their for them storing my preferences on my device. So I agree with them putting the cookies on my device, and I understand and agree to their terms of service and use of the additional functional cookies. which I don't want to agree to. I want to turn that data sharing off, but it won't let me go anywhere if I don't agree to them in the beginning. And I don't want to agree to them and then not be able to turn them off. So I'm going to look and see, before I accept that, I'm going to look and see if there's any other options here. That's just data analytic chart. Oh, wait, what? Canva has a map creator? Oh, that's just using the real world thing. It's not an actual map creator. You just get to use the world map. What? Okay. This does not cover what they're talking about at all. Free map maker and generator. Oh, that's literally just talking about, yeah, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that works at all. You're lying to me, Canva. These are map markers, not map makers. I don't know if this would work for what I'm wanting. This. Uh, even still, this is a it's a generator though, not an editor. I need an actual editor so I can add and move and okay. Yeah, World Anvil does say that it has option. I'm pretty sure I already created a. I think I already have an account here, but I'm not sure. Oh, yep, I do. Okay. Okay, so maps, create a map. Map primary image, so I should be able to pull up the old image here. Let me see if I can get this to work. So this might be our new system, and then I'll be able to share on screen with what's happening. If we can get this up and running, where is there? Map. Title is map. Okay, it created the map. Let's see what tools it has. Markers. We have to use longitude and latitude for markers. Layer. We can make layers on there. Okay, here's things we can do. What? No. What? It's got a lot of writing things, but secret event. Yeah, that's creating new maps. It's not. So, map settings. Map embed snippet. No data available on the markers list. Okay, so we can drop pin. Okay, okay, okay. So it's much more rudimentary. I don't get to draw anything or add anything. Let me go ahead and pop this up on screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at now. This can all come over here for a moment. And link. Well, like I said, I was literally going around through different programs. I didn't want to pop anything up until I knew it was safe. Okay. So this is the map I previously made. I was wanting to flesh it out and add more to it. I made this on Incarnate, that website I mentioned before. And this is the primary world that I had built with key locations around here. This using this site though, this is World Anvil. It lets me put the map in there, but then I can't. There's no way to like add things to the map or edit the map or drop things on the map. The only thing I can do is I can put pins to describe the world. There doesn't seem to be. I can group things, but I can't like add new cities or add new things. They just have to be the pins, whatever I do with the pins. Um, what in World Anvil? Yeah, World Anvil really seems limited. I built this whole map from scratch with the other system, with Incarnate. Its map making tools are phenomenal. But again, it's giving me problems, not letting me. I'm just going to go ahead and accept its bullshit and see if I can turn that off. Settings, count details. Profile. Edit profile. Count details is the same thing as edit profile. You go away. Okay, so this is. Let me go ahead and pop this up here. So this is Incarnate. This is what I was fighting with, not wanting to deal with their bullshit, but we're dealing with their bullshit. So this is what I was trying to look for a second to this, which this lets me edit all this stuff. It lets me put in those islands. There's a land generator right here. I can add in land, take out land. I can set the brush size. So I do that. And then there. And hey, look, we added in an island right there. We can do the same with subtract. We can remove land and take it down to water. Um, we've got the brush tool, so we can brush in the textures. So we've got the, uh, you know, we can do the sandy desert texture. We can do the grassy plains texture. We can put in mountains. We can put in trees. We can put in cities. Just slap them around on the map here. This is kind of the editor I was looking for when I was trying to find the other one, but it really didn't give us the option with any of those other um, systems. Uh, the other one, World Anvil, was not an editor; it was just a what you call it, note taker. Can't actually edit anything with that. So I got a small town and large village, as denoted by this is a couple houses with a farm and windmill, and this is a wizard tower with a bunch of other stuff, like a bunch of homes surrounding it. So I was using that to denote the difference between a big city and a small village. Big city up there in the corner, big city right down there, big city right there in the mountains, big city over here. Big city over here, big city down here, and then small villages dotted around the rest of the landscape. Villages of note, as opposed to like literal uh, groups of like fishing village of like 25 people. And so this lets you do a lot. Um, yeah, literally just color in trees to kind of make forest you want, color in, yeah, do all this stuff. So there's a ton. Um, Bridges, there's castle, human city, fortified city, towers, orc village, ship. Yeah, no, the things that this will allow you to do is fairly impressive, actually. Um, I wonder if there's a smaller house. So, like, just a house instead of or 85 assets. Fantasy world. Mix assets, so I can't even use these other assets from a different area now. So I can't use the regional with the world because I already started with these icons. I have to use these icons. I can't use any other icons. Other markers there. That's disappointing. That is actually really super disappointing. Um, Dead tree. Use that to denote marshlands. This is a lot more limiting than it used to be. That didn't used to be a thing. That did not used to be a thing. You were able to use any and all core stamps. Now apparently you can only use core items from the specific group that whatever you started with. So I can't pull out any of these other items from anywhere else. What the crap? Upgrade to our pro version to easily add roads, trade routes, and more with the path tool. Honestly, I think I'm going to. I think I might just remove these town icons, re-download the map, and then just slap it into World Anvil and simply use the pinpoint icons to denote everything. Since this won't let me add anything different, or they took away all the functionality that this used to have. That's actually really disappointing. They took all that functionality away. So let's go ahead and delete, 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 delete. Let's go ahead and go back to the tree and add some more in around this area. And why are you not letting me? That's the wrong color. Coloring all these spots that we did uncolor. We used this color of sand. Yep. or the desert. And let's change the brush size a little bit lower. Come in a few more areas of topography here. To along this coast. But let's see, open catalog. If we got like a stone color, we've got a gray land. I think that's the closest we have to stone. That looks way too much like the desert. Um, and we can't change to anything else. What does this look like? Eh, might have to go with this just because there's not another option. I don't like the way that looks. It looks terrible. I'll just stick with the sand. This coast with the sand just to denote that it's a coastal beach area. We'll lead all the way here to the desert area. This whole peninsula up here, and this whole eastern side is cliffside. Got a little bit more variety with the sandy beach locations and the desert locations now. And anything above and beyond that is just going to be denoted with markers. There's no way for me to do rivers, really. Remember correctly. We could do a brush size of 1, which I literally is zoomed in like that. And do a brush size of 1 and try to create some rivers. Like this. Yeah, no, that really created. So even with a brush size of 1, that massively indents what we have there. It's not a small river, it creates huge chunks. I was literally hoping for like a line like the size of those white lines going around the coast there, but no. It creates a line about as big as that circle. Um, do want to go ahead and put in do that marker. The cave marker. No, I'm not gonna mess with it. Let's I don't know if that's going to be the right appropriateness or not. What does this look like? Okay, it is fated to have whatever behind it. And I don't think that's what we want either. Yeah, I think we'll just leave it with generic map markers. I don't think we're going to run any of that. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And I'm going to export as image. Okay, image exported. And then honestly, I think I'm going to delete this account because it's really limiting in what it's letting me do to the point where it won't even let me use the other map markers. I don't know. I don't know if I'm actually going to be done with it or not. We'll see. File shouldn't be that large. Why the hell is the file that fucking large? That's not that large. Are you kidding me right now? The maximum file size of 3.5 megabytes. And this is 5.15 megabytes. What? That's right, Wish. That's right. Really? I got it down a little bit, but not enough. Let's try and do that. Okay, that should be close enough. And then we can do that. That's still that big a file size? Are you kidding me? How do I shrink that? Resize image. There we go. So now if we go back to here, we see it there. There we go. Trying to get this map uploaded. Okay. So, not that. Here. Now we can go back over here. We got the map uploaded for D&D stuff. We're trying to populate the world for Timmy and his fellow adventurers for our D&D campaign. Open article creation. We can create generic building, character, country, item, geography, god or deity, military, organizations, religions, species, vehicles, document, conflict, condition, settlement. So I do want to create a city, and this is the city of Dawnport. So is that created now? View in world. Okay, it's just a blank page. So I like what this is letting us start to do. But so if I close out of this now, markers. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so then where did that? We just created that one bit for Dawnport. But where is this at? So yeah, it's just marked as an article. Settlement, published, public, edit, maps, map 2. So can I put, I can learn and take courses in here. Studio, article templates, generators, map pins. They generate map pins. Standard pins template. Use the files in this zip file to create custom pins similar to the ones provided. I'll become a guild member, so I have to actually like join, pay for their subscription in order to create custom pins. Hey, nerdy Sakura. Hmm. So then come up here. And so if I do a search for a pin by name. Yeah, we don't have a name to search for. I mean, we've got the articles that we made. Yeah, direct linking. Related history, related category, related article. Okay, so we can link the tag to the article. Related locations. Dawnport, the article of Dawnport. Optional. Then tags. We'll tag that as city. Finish and create. So now we have the city of Dawnport, location Dawnport, article Dawnport. This idea you've been working on makes you want to bang your head against the desk. Been trying to figure out the steps to be able to successfully make a fictional mafia in character without the party figuring it out. Okay. So wait, hold on. What do you mean by that? This is something we can workshop. This is something we can go over. Hey, Wish, you got the Nidorina. Good job. What do you... Are you the dungeon master or are you a player? Trying to understand the context here. Trying to make a fictional mafia in character. So in the campaign you'll play in, the world takes place in 2047. You're a player. Okay. And have you let the DM know that you're wanting to play as a mafia character or, take part in the mafia? Okay. Well, the majority of that is going to be on them to create the mafia. I mean, you can definitely take whatever creative liberties you want and approach your DM and say, okay, this is what I'm thinking for the mafia. As far as what is it that you're having trouble with? Um, I mean, especially in 2047, you would definitely have means of communication. So there would be, it seems like it would be completely possible to do secret messages back and forth with your other contacts. Just look like you're normally messaging anybody. What is the part you're having a hard time with? The only issue is that her phone is her work phone that is monitored since it's a false utopia setting, so she will have to do things in person. Mm, yes and no. Um, yes and no. You could very easily have a second burner phone, um, or have a tertiary means of communication. Um, Maybe have a go between. Maybe do have somebody that is like um, your character can barely afford food, let alone a burner phone. Okay. Um, well, there you go. If your character is on the low end, maybe you have like a network of homeless people or like orphans that your character can use to pass messages along. So you're like, kind of seems like you have um not like a servant or a butler, but like an attaché. I'm not thinking of the right word, but basically like not like an underling, but like a follower of sorts that like your main point of contact that you can use as a gopher. Or maybe even like a couple of key figures. Um, and it could be that because you're in with the, it could make you look like you're popular with the orphans because you support them. So there's usually an orphan or two hanging around following you. Make it look like they're waiting for scraps of food or something, but they're waiting for notes and messages and they're sending messages back and forth. Um, yeah, like the whole street urchin vibe. And because I mean, that's how they did things back in the day, is they used street kids for that. They used street kids to run messages. Um, so it's very thematic. Wow, you got the worst job according to lore. What job is that, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, so I need to start creating more articles. I need to start creating more articles. There is the region. There was a region. I saw a region. Geography. Okay, let's do some base stuff here. Geography. We have the. Oh, how do you spell wyvern? Wyvern. We have the wyvern. Is it peaks or peaks? Okay, so peaks with the A is highest point, like mountain or summit. That's what I thought. You're a liquidator. Your job is dangerous as you're forced to use a flamethrower to stop the spread of the scarlet, most prevalent disease. Your whole family are liquidators as well. Get to start the game with 28 aurum. That's the currency. That's what you have saved. You get paid 1d6 minus 1 is your paycheck. Hey, but you get a flamethrower. You get a flamethrower. So don't forget, you get a flamethrower. You get to start with a flamethrower. Okay, so we have the Wavering Peaks. So Wavering Peaks, we have Dawnport. Let's keep creating here. We also have Iron Coast. Well, you get flamethrower proficiency. You can't take the flamethrower out of the job zone unless you manage to sneak enough parts without them suspecting. Listen, hey boss, I need to upgrade this part. And so you swap it out, but you throw away the old part, yoink into the pocket, take that home, and then yoink, it's there. And slowly replace the entire flamethrower over like a couple of months until you have every part taken back home and you've got a fully functional flamethrower at home. And you've been doing that since you started working there. So by the time the story starts up, you've got a fully functional flamethrower. D20 Modern plus Pathfinder First Edition. Nice, nice. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Okay, what's a good location name? Not really steampunky, but kind of steampunky for a old steam era London town style city on the Iron Coast. It's mostly a steam powered city because they work with iron and most of their buildings are iron and stone. One of your players uses spoons as a weapon. He got the news reporter job. He's a news reporter and he fights with spoons. That makes sense. So much sense. Okay. There is the fantasy name generator, and I'm probably going to use that for a lot of this. Um, I think Did settlement go? Settlement writers. Writers Ridge, Writers Point, Writers Perch. I don't know if that's spelled right. I suck at spelling. I hope that's spelled like a perch point and not a fish. He's a crazy deer dog race. Half deer, half dog. I'm half man, half dog. I'm a mog. That pop up gets really annoying. Um, I need to go through a lot of my old notes and transfer them over here into World Anvil. I need to go through and come up with a lot of names again, or a lot of locations again. The deities are just more or less the generic D&D pantheon. Conflicts, create documents. There's a lot you could do here, but it's all notes. Will I feel pause for the wolf at some point? There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and pull up all my old notes and try and transfer as much of that as possible into here. Articles in new tab and Iron Coast. Articles and secrets, advanced options, sidebar panel. Yeah, a lot of this is going to be working on um, working on getting descriptions right and everything. Um, so we have the Wavering Peaks here with Rider's Point, and I need to come up with Rider's Point is just a location, it's not a village. It's just an outpost. Then there is a village there, it's a village of Dragonborn. And then in the valley here, this valley is the deepest canyon, and inside there is the entrance to the Underdark in that deep cavern. This is the Iron Coast here, which is where the majority of the uh, everything is mined, and it's more steampunky, more technologically advanced than the other areas. So you're going to find your clockwork items more readily available there, as opposed to like Dawnport or this point or one of these points over here, where it's much more enchanted focused and things are running on magical and divine as much as they are on clockwork and steamwork. This desert here is just a giant ass desert going around this, what appears to be this giant lake. It's mostly uninhabited. There are roving tribes, just like in any desert. Uh, that is where the Nagas roam. That's where one of the big terrible puns. I've got plenty of big terrible puns in this world, and that's where one of the big terrible puns lives, is in that desert. Specifically, this half of the desert over here, this side of the desert. And another terrible pun is in the main city here. And then it's not a pun, it's just terrible, is in this forest here. I'm looking forward to them finding that one. Yeah. So yeah, if there's any ideas or anything you guys want to see them go up against or have to deal with, let me know. Let's hash it out. Let's work it out. What do you guys want to see? They are only level 3 to start out with, so if you want something higher level, it's going to have to wait until much later in the game for it to show up. Uh, So the city is pretty well defended. The easternmost point of the continent. Donpart is a large port city built on top of a large cliff with a thriving fishing and shipping industry. The ports and storehouses are carved into the cliff's side, with residential, agricultural, and governmental locations being created above the cliff. Cliff adds natural defense to the city, and the portion not barricaded by the cliffs is protected by a long wall. Um, class citizenry. I don't think that's what. Yeah, yep, that's the word. Okay. Thrives near the port areas and the further from the ports you travel, the less dense and more affluent the residences with the governmental facilities at its heart and small agricultural facilities along the western and southern sections of the city. Okay. That was a fairly good overview of the city. And this is going to be the starting town where everybody's at. Where everybody knows your name. Da, 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 da. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from, but I did it. So we've got an interesting team of people gathered for this. A good mix of player cohesion and experienced players, as well as Timmy, who's never played in his life. They've got a. It seems like they've got a good party mix. Um, might talk with Timmy about some of what he's got going on. Might help him rebalance his character just a little bit. Help him make a couple changes, but we'll have to see about that. Yeah. Star and Raven both know what they're doing, so it looks like they're more or less set. And Lumber Moose definitely knows what he's doing. Um, when it comes to creating a character, so I'm not even worried about him. Although I will need to get with him as far as uh, any, like everybody had received some sort of magical or buffed items. And so we will need to get with Lumber Moose to see what sort of items he wants to maintain and obtain and whatever tain, sustain, remain. I don't know, whatever items he wants to possess. 2 word what? Settlement 2 words. Location 3 words. Settlement 3 words. Location 3 words. What do I mean 3 words? What? Large mountain range running along the central southern of the continent. About that. Clearly, it's called the Wavering Peaks for a reason. It is considered to be the home and origin of wyvern. Okay, somehow. Of wyverns and dragonborn. Spread throughout the land, there is still a heavy concentration of both still residing in this region. Yeah, I just had the stupidest idea. My brain just struck gold. Uh, I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people are going to get these references. Okay, hear me out and please don't unfollow. I'm sorry for what I'm about to say. The Iron Coast, we needed like a steampunky name for a town, right? Uh, kind of dwarf inspired, which means of course it's going to be Scottish. Uh, so it's steampunky town, heavy with mining, heavy with steel, heavy with wood and timber. Those mines need to be well ventilated, right? With the steel that they use, they have to ventilate those mines. So, what if we call it Ductburg? And it's overseen by Scrooge McDuck, and the hero, the champion of the city is Gizmo Duck. And I'm the only one laughing at my joke, and I don't feel bad. Well, joke is wrong. Joke implies that there's a punchline and that it's funny. Duckburg. Ooh. Head of legs and I mean, come on. Can't not do that, right? You can't not do Duckburg. After that stupidity that I just came up with, we can't not do that. How is this still marked as 3 words? Does the icon count as a word? I only have it linked to one article and location. Okay. City of Duckburg. City of Downport. City City of Duckburg. Okay. Yeah, we went there. We went there. Alright. Yeah, if you guys come up with anything else, or if you guys have anything fun that you want to see happen or want to add in there, then by all means, let me know. And like I said, we'll try and make any of it happen. Um, need to plot some other points on here, even if I don't have the actual places or articles written out yet. Oh, I have to actually detail the pin before I do another pin. So I can't just leave blank pins on there. Got it. That's kind of annoying because I know where most of these markers want to go. There needs to be a marker right here and up here. There needs to be one right over here. There needs to be like 3 or 4 over here in these mountains. And that one doesn't get a marker. Um, yeah, there needs to be a lot of markers. Uh, yeah. Well, like I said, I need to go through and find my old notes. They're buried at the moment. Those old notes are gonna, but it won't let me place a marker without filling in all the marker information first. So I can't just mark it until all the articles are put in. Uh, um, yeah, I can't do that until all the markers are put in, or until all the points are put in. So far, we've just got. We could put in the perch, the writer's perch. We can do that one. Oh, shit. There we go. And we'll put that marker right there. Title, writer's perch, location, and article related. Is outpost the tag? It is now. Outpost. Were you here just a minute ago for my terrible, terrible creation that I just made, Wish? I asked if you were here for the terrible creation that I just finished making. Probably, I finished making it probably 20 minutes ago. Maybe not even that long. Yeah, like 15 minutes ago. Maybe a good thing then. So I was trying to, because again, these files are buried. I haven't touched these files in like a year. So I don't remember a lot of the things that I named these places. And I don't remember a lot of the names that I came up with for them. There's a whole. So right next to this marker that I just placed, the writer's perch, is another village, and I forget the name of that. There's a There were two cities over here on the western side that I forget the names of those. Uh, and this city right here, which I just added in at the very eastern southern point, I forget the name that I made for that. I know I called that area the Iron Coast. It's where the largest mines and most of the continent's uh, gems and metals and materials come from, like their industrial materials come from this area. And there's a large kind of steampunky, uh, gizmo oriented, large city there. whereas most of it, the rest of the country is more kind of arcane driven. This one area still has a lot of arcane in it, but is very steampunky, very gear heavy. And I couldn't remember for the life of me what I named it. And for some reason, it just came to me. My brain went whoop. Hey, good catch on the whooper. Um, but something just triggered in my brain, and so we named it. I go ahead and pull this up here for you. And I don't know if you'll get this reference or not, but we named it Ductburg, the largest city and main hub of the Iron Coast, named for the many ventilation shafts for the many mines located throughout the land. Many of the vents come up through the city, appearing as grates on the ground. The largest mine owner and owner of most of the city and its wealth is Scrooge McDuck. The town is protected by a warforged champion with a single wheel instead of legs named Gizmo Duck. The whole thing's a DuckTales ripoff. Oh, it's so DuckTales. I need to go through and like really hit that hard with more references. But we just put DuckTales. We put Duckburg in the game. Why not? That's the thing now. Scrooge McDuck. He's a dwarf. Scrooge McDuck. He does. He's got a whole room filled with gold pieces, and he is a dwarf. So of course he does have that proficiency of being able to swim through that. What's a duck beak prosthesis? No. Duct, D-U-C-T, like duct work, because it's the ventilation shafts. So it's Ductburg. Ductburg. Scrooge McDuck. D-U-C-T. Gizmo Duct. He does have three nephews, though. He has three nephews, Harry, Gary, and Larry. Oh, God. His operations are run with the help of his three nephews, Harry, Gary. I feel bad the more I do this, but like in the good way. Like I feel good about the bad feeling. Like this is just stupid enough to be fun. Um, region is protected instead of just. And the thing is, in universe, Gizmo Duck in the DuckTales universe, Gizmo Duck is actually part of a crime fighting team with Darkwing Duck and some other champions. So there are actually other superheroes in the Gizmo Duck universe. Actually, uh, Gizmo Duck. Oh, it's one word, Gizmo Duck. I know who Gizmo Duck is. I want to. He's part of the Darkwing Duck wiki. He's in Darkwing Duck and DuckTales. DuckTales franchise. Superhero Gizmo Duck. In the original series, he was Scrooge McDuck's accountant, while in the reboot, he is Gyro Gearloose's intern. And a duck of Cuban descent? Uh, let's go to the Darkwing Duck wiki. St. Canard, Launchpad McQuack. Launchpad. We can fit Launchpad in there because Launchpad was a part of both. But he couldn't be named McQuack because I don't think Launchpad would be the right. We'd have to. All right, Wish. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon. I'll be around tomorrow too. Hopefully sooner than I was today. The Justice Ducks. That's what I was looking for. All right, bud. Talk to you tomorrow. Sleep well and have a good night. Justice Ducks. Tiff of the Titans. Uh, so yeah, the Justice Ducks had Darkwing Duck is awesome. He's fantastic. Had Neptunia, Gizmo Duck, Morgana, Stegmut. Neptunia. Which one was Neptunia? Oh, the fish. Right. Uh, we could do Darkwing Duck. It wouldn't be Darkwing. Well, he could be Darkwing. And a Kenku champion known as Darkwinged Duck. That might be too far. That might be too far, but we'll go with it. I don't know how that would equate. You have to be like a fighter artificer, but that would work. That could work. Gizmo Duck, on the other hand, would have to be a bit more. I don't even know what the right word would be. Uh, he'd have to have some pew pews. I was thinking Warlock, just because Warlock is so good with the pew pews. Um, be Warlock with 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 what? Not barbarian. I mean, it'd have to be something strong like monk or fighter. Like a strength-based monk or a strength-based fighter. You could do unarmed fighter. Only problem is unarmed is really terrible. But it could be like a fighter that has like grappling and maneuvers for its unarmed stuff. Uh, I don't know. That's something I'd have to think on. That is something I'd have to think on. All right. Well, unless anybody has any more ideas, I think we're gonna have to hold off on the D&D stuff until I find my previous documents, my previous notes from uh, everything I had established before. We got a couple places marked on the map, but like I said, most of it D&D canceled. No, we're not streaming D&D right now. The D&D, the game does not start until October 10th. That's going to be when we have the first game. So right now we're doing brainstorming, we're filling out the world, we're populating the world, and we're coming up with things that we can throw at them throughout the story. The game doesn't start until Friday, October 10th, and it's going to be every other Friday after that. So it's not going to be every week, but every other week. It would just stop like the world building stuff that we're doing right now. Unless, like I said, unless you guys have anything you want to like come up with or help add, um, the for the most part we're going to stop with the D&D world building right now. But yeah, no, I need to get in touch with Timmy about his character. There's a couple things probably want to change or upgrade with his character. Um, and I need to touch base with Lumber Moose about his character's equipment. Aside from that, character wise, everybody should be ready. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's do some Baldur's Gate 3, I think, would be a good time for the rest of the game, rest of the stream. Let's go ahead and get Baldur's Gate pulled up here. Now, I did do a thing in Baldur's Gate, and it's up to you if you want me to play the game I was playing or see what I did. I did do a stupid. Probably going to be way too loud. Go ahead and slap this down to about there. And for right now, I'm going to push this over here so I can see what's happening. And the game crashed. And the game crashed. That's fantastic. Try to get this up and running again. Okay. If it's capturing in the game audio, it shouldn't be captured. And it crashed again. I swear, my computer's having so many issues right now. I'm really hoping that my computer's not crashing out. Also, I'm really pissed that I was running double audio. Why the fuck was that running double audio? It was running both desktop audio and Final Fantasy, and the game capture audio. But yeah, that was crashing. It's not even. It's refusing to load the game. The whole everything is crashing. I'm really hoping that my computer's not fucking up. I mean, it's already technically it's already been fucked up this whole time because I have Twitch open and it's refusing to load any of the systems at the moment. It's saying that there's a network error and it's loading Twitch chat, but it's not loading the Twitch player. And I don't know why it's doing that. And it's been like that the entire time. So I know that's one fuck up. But even still, it shouldn't be crashing the game. It shouldn't be fucking up just the browser. It also shouldn't be crashing the game. And first off, why are you even open at the moment? You should not be open. Full crash. So that's a fantastic sight right there. You love to see that. Help that a little bit. NVIDIA's got a ton of processes going. OBS has 16 processes running right now, which it should not. Discord has 6. I think I need to restart my computer because everything is running like multiple instances, it looks like. And OBS is really draining the GPU. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and restart my PC. I will be, may or may not be back, guys. We'll see.